Exam 2023! First of all, thank you so much for coming. We truly, really appreciate all of you being here. On behalf of the organizers, we apologize that the space is a little tight. We ran into some logistical issues in the morning. But if you've been to any of the poetry show in Malaysia, you would know this is exactly what the vibe is usually like. So I hope that you get used to this vibe, and hopefully all of you will start attending more poetry open mic shows and all the other shows that are put together by a lot of people in this room actually. Hopefully we'll get to invite them to promote a little bit about the platforms that they have a little later today. But before we begin with the actual competition, there are a few people that I would like to introduce that everyone should know. First of all, let's say hi to the judges that we have. First of all, I would like to introduce you to Yan Lim. Alright, I'm going to get Yan to say a few words, maybe talk a little bit about yourself. So Yan, please come here.
Thank you, Em. I wasn't prepared for this. Hi everyone, my name is Yan Lim. You can call me Yan. Obviously, I am here under the capacity of the Board of Trustees for MIDP Foundation. I'll be judging today's competition. I am a communication strategist. I am the CEO of IOD Communications. It is a PR agency. I train, I coach, I write, and I am also a mother of 4. So I can see a lot of parents in this room. So I was just talking to Gina, who's sitting next to me, that the nature of this event, the parents must be so proud to see the children, competing in such a scale of a competition. So and Em was just saying that because of the logistical issue, it would be nice if we get to experience Taylor's auditorium because it's amazing there. But nonetheless, I hope you are gonna have fun today. For the participants, have fun, enjoy the experience, and for parents, I think don't need to say that everyone is already very proud, no matter what the results is. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Yan. For your information, Yan's son also studies at Taylor's. All right, let's invite and introduce the next judge that we have. Please put your hands together for Wan Yao from PKK TV.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. Thank you to Amelia MIDP, the organizers, for inviting us. I'm part of Pusat Creative Kanak-Kanak Tengku Bainon. I'm the head of marketing and communications. So just for everyone that is not aware, PKK Tengku Bainon is actually a non-profit organization. Yeah, so we provide creative arts programs for underprivileged children from shelter homes, from B40 communities, Orang Asli, as well as schools. Yeah, so just a little bit background about us. We are partners. So MIDP actually runs our public speaking and debate classes, yeah, for our sponsored kids. So today I'd just like to say good luck to all the participants. Hope you express yourself creatively today. Yeah, hope you do well today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wan Yao. Up next, your judge for the grand finale is Lailatul Kadrina from Kaki Seni.
Hello everyone, it's so good to be here. At Kaki Seni, we work towards artist development for the arts as well as audience development. So I've been going to school for the past 6 years to work with different children, and I'm just so glad to be a part of this event and can't wait to look forward to what you guys have inside of you guys. So good luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Lailatul Kadrina. Next, I would like to introduce you to Farah Aiman.
Hi everyone, my name is Farah. I am an English teacher. I've been teaching English for 6 years. I used to work at MIDP for a bit. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to today's Slam. Okay, I can't wait to listen to all the beautiful poetry that's gonna be staged and performed. So good luck to all the participants. All the best.
Farah is always ever so humble, but she's also a poet, if I can say that. Alright, finally, our judge is Nura Hilma.
Hi guys, so I'm actually a staff of MIDP. I oversee the classes, so if you guys are interested in our classes, let me know. Besides that, my major or my background is actually in English, literature, linguistics, and I dabbled a lot with theatre as well as food. So it's really great to be back here. I'm looking forward to hearing all of you. Thank you.
Alright, now that we've gotten to know our judges, I would like to say a few words of thanks as well. On behalf of MIDP, always it's a pleasure to organize the Malaysian National Poetry Slam. But none of this would be possible without the support from Taylor's College, who is not just a partner to us, but also is a sponsor, who's been so kind to provide us with the venue for all of the rounds. Can we hear a round of applause for Taylor's College? We have the campus director with us today, but I'm gonna keep her until the end so you can hear from her. She'll be delivering a quick speech. And if you have any other questions about Taylor's College, admissions and all of that, you can also get those information on their website. You can also get a lot of information on their social media pages, so I would encourage you to do that. I would also like to say thank you to the judges that have judged the first 2 rounds for the day. I will not be mentioning their names yet. They know who they are, but thank you so much for being with us throughout the whole day. It really is an honor to see all of young poets from primary school all the way to varsity to open category putting their best effort and coming here. It's really not easy, not just speaking in front of an audience, but also to share your deepest thoughts and to share that with such crafts and skill. So I really appreciate each and every one of the participants here, regardless of who we announced to be as the top 3 poets today. I hope that everybody walk home super proud of themselves, because really it is not an easy process. I also would like to say that we've been asked a lot of questions about, I'm feeling so nervous, stage fright, I forgot my poem halfway, what do I do? And as the organizer, again, I would like to say that is very normal. It happens, and no matter how many years you spend doing speeches or performing, those nervousness will always be a part of you, because it is the most natural reaction to doing something that you deeply care about. So I hope that even if you feel a little nervous, please put your best foot forward and try your best, because at the end of the day, what we truly appreciate is the effort that you put in, and every single step that you take is leading you somewhere, regardless of the results that we have. And I always say this when people ask me, how do I be confident? How do I get to be so confident that I can come up in front here and perform my piece? I always say this, as a society, we always think that being confident means that you will be so confident in your ability to do well. People think that you will be confident when you are confident in your abilities that you will do well. But that's not what confidence is. Because for us, confidence is the resilience that comes with it, not the knowing that you will do well. So even if you don't do well, confidence is about knowing that no matter what happens, you have the resilience to get back up and try again. Even if you fail, you know that you're gonna try again and you're gonna feel better next time. And even if you win, you know that there's always still room for improvement. So I would like to remind everyone that be confident in your ability to be resilient. Be confident in your ability that regardless of what happens today, you understand your value, the worth of your arts, and that at the end of the day, all we can do on behalf of MIDP and Taylor's College is provide you with a platform to do that. And that platform is a part of the process of how you eventually go to wherever you want to go. All right, so having said that, we will be announcing the top 3 poets who will be going through to the grand final. Are we nervous? Yes. I only hear the participants going, yes. Okay, I will be announcing the primary category first, alright? The first person to go through to the final round is, can I hear some drum rolls? Turana! The second person to go through in the primary category is Lasha. The third and the final person who will be competing in the third round today, Nurul Ilham. Congratulations to all three poets in the primary category. Now, let's move on to the secondary category. The first poet going through is Ajina Salimi. The second person going through is Ira Alicia. The third and the last person going through in the secondary category is Amira Yasmin. Alright, moving on to the varsity category. The first person going through is, let not the drum rolls die down, everybody. I will do your drum rolls. Say. Second person going through in the varsity category is Sabrina. The third and the final person going through in the varsity category is Yashvin Kumar. Now, the three participants competing in the open category are, first one, drum rolls, Muhammad Aiman. The second person would be, drum rolls please, Kyra Nisha. The third and the last person competing in the open category is Hui Ling. Alright, so now that we know, we will be starting with the primary category. A bit of notes for the judges. You will be judging the poem, the participants based on 50% poetry and 50% performance. So poetry would refer to the quality of the poem that they've written, and 50% performance goes to the delivery of that poem. Because in spoken word poetry, the poem, it's not just written for the page, but it is written for the stage. That means it is meant to be performed. So you can use your best discretion, I think. No worries if you have certain preference. I can never say this word today. I don't know what happened to me. Preferences. Yes. It's not working. And the thing is, don't worry also if you are not the biggest expert on poetry, because the idea is we want to democratize that process. Poetry is supposed to be accessible, it's supposed to be enjoyed by every single one of us, even though we didn't study English and literature. So, people like me essentially, so don't worry about that. You just follow your heart based on the score, based on the performance, and then you can give out your score. You will be scoring them on a scale of 1 to 10. The lowest score you can give someone is a 4. The reason is because from the point that they register for the competition up to the point they come on stage today, I think that warrants the first 3 marks. Okay, it takes a lot to prepare so many poems and to be able to come up here. So if they come here, they say nothing, they sit back down, that is a 4. Okay? So 10, if something moves you, you really like it, it's really beautiful, you can relate to the experiences, you can give them a 10. Alright, and please use decimal points. As we've seen in the first 2 rounds today, the competition is fierce. So, and most of the way that participants went through to this round is actually based just on the decimal points, as you've seen earlier on. So please feel free to use 1 to 2 decimal points. All right? I think that matters. Okay? Now, before we begin with the actual competition as well, we have prepared a quick opening performance for you. So everybody, I hope you're excited for this because I clearly am. Please put your hands together for our dance team. Uncle. Thank you very much.
Hello, very good afternoon, everybody. Okay. Sorry I conductor hari ni. Okay, kalau belakang sikit tak ada masalah
Tak ada masalah, tak ada masalah.
So kami daripada Angklung Pusat Kreatif dan Permainan, mereka daripada rumah pun akan mempersembahkan sebuah lagu yang bertajuk My World. So I hope you all enjoy petang ni. Itu sajalah dari kami. I hope you all enjoy. Okay? Music ada? Stand by. -1.
Okay, while waiting for that, I just have a few questions for our little performance for today. Can we just go through, can all of you introduce yourself and how old you are?
Yeah.
What's your name? Khairul, how old are you? 12 years old. What about you? Aga? And you are? 12 years old as well. What about you? Dinesh. And you are? 10 years old and you're almost as tall as I am. What's your name? Maliki. How old are you, Maliki? 11 years old. What about you? Tarshini. Tarshini, how old are you? 11 years old. Safira. How old are you, Safira? 11 years old as well. What about you? Aaron. Lee. How old are you, Aaron? 11 years old. And last but not least, Isaac. How old are you? 12. They're 10 to 12 years old. Can I just get a feel from the room? What were you doing when you were 10 years old? Not playing the uncle? What did you do when you were 10 years old? Sports? Catching tadpoles over there? What else? What else were you doing? Makan sugus? Oh, that takes me all the way back. This little performance is really important because again, on behalf of MIDP and Taylor's College, while MNPS is a competitive platform for spoken word poetry, it's a really special place because it provides platform for students and children in the performing arts to try and practice their crafts here, and hopefully maybe you will perform in the big stage and don't forget us when you're popular and rich one day. And I hope that at that time when MIDP needs like an Anglo performance to give us a discount. Okay? That's all that matters. Alright, so we're really proud to have you today.
Here also. Kat sini.
Kat sini je. Alright, cool. So while we're sorting out the -1, I will leave the kids to stand here nervously, and hopefully you enjoy the show. Thank you, everybody.
Sementara kita tunggu tu, nak explain lagi lah. Yang ini sebenarnya separuh daripada kumpulan. So untuk persembahan hari ni memang kita pilih 8 orang saja. Nak ikutkan one course tu around 15 ke 16 murid. So ini separuh lagi tu next show. So this is one of our song yang kita prepare for our tirai performing for the next year. Itulah kita pun tak adalah last minute, tapi kita try the best. This dia punya first performances depan orang ramai. I hope you all can bagi dia orang support betul lah. Jangan takut lagi. Kita tunggu -1. Mungkin ada sedikit lambat sikit kat situ, tak apa, tak ada masalah. Okay, sebelum tu boleh tak kalau kita bagi dia warming up sikit? Boleh. So, kita warming up sikit boleh? Boleh. Bermula dari you punya notes 8 bar. Setiap notes 8 bar boleh? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, B flat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stop. Can we make a chord? C major, C, G. Okay, ready? 8 notes. 1, 8 count. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, ada ke jumpa -1?
Ya.
Ada. Alright. Okay, kita cuba D major. D, F, and A. Ada? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Stop. Okay, very good. Okay, kita buat macam tadi, scale, tapi setiap orang 4 count saja. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, understand? 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, stop. Okay, everybody? Alright. So, one more time please. Okay. Alright, so dah ada muzik, so bolehlah kita mendengar. Okay, ready? Smile. Go.
play that instrument? I was just trying to figure out what 8-bar is, but I think I'm gonna have to ask them later. Alright, so now we will begin with the sacrificial poet for the competition. For the judges, this is where you start paying attention. The sacrificial poet is not a part of the competition, but they are there because they will help you calibrate your scores with each other. So the sacrificial poet will perform, and then we will invite the judges to show your scores, and then based on that, you can tell if you are scoring too low or too high, and then you can adjust accordingly for the rest of the competition. Alright? We will also be doing a feedback at the end of the session today, so perhaps we can invite the judges to say a bit more words about what you thought of the performance after the end of the competition later. Alright, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, members of the audience, let's put our hands together for Abigail Lee!
Wait, this is okay, right? Okay. Okay, cool. This poem is about my Sabah home. How the intense orange sunsets of Kinarut skies blend like watercolors with the teal sea. Its tide coming in, covering the sandbars you could use to walk to the islands, tethered to the mainland. This poem is about my Sabahan mother, how she fusses about her island kitchen, cooking either the clams or the chicken, definitely adding a little bit of flaking to the dish. Its heat and fragrance propagating out to the living room. This is about how she came to the peninsula at 23 and had her tongue conditioned to both the east and west slangs, switching between them so seamlessly, but can still hold an entire conversation with her brother, only using the word bah. This poem is about my grandmother, my Lola, who left more than half her family in the Philippines, but grew new roots in this land below the wind. She learned all the languages. And I could never follow a conversation with her brother at breakfast, both mixing Karazan and Bisaya in their sentences, like speaking in tongues. And she blames me and all the other local Sabah youth for allowing our native dialects to die out, for not learning their winding syllables and even longer Catholic prayers. This poem is about me and how I always insist to let people know that even though I was born in Petaling Jaya, my mother comes from Sabah. This is about how I still get anxiety ordering food at the local kopitiam because over there I do not sound local, and how my blood is probably only 10% Dusun, making me only 10% responsible to learn the language, and yet the only phrase I know how to say comes from that one praise song. Mama Raya, oh, cooking a rohingan, of which I could never remember its meaning. It's about how my body is very much foreign to the rhythm of the Sumazao, but still loves to put on the sinuanga, the traditional wear of black velvet with gold lace trimmings. This poem is about how I still manage to have some sort of genesis in this land that is technically not my home, baptized at the Sacred Heart Cathedral when I was 10 years old. And this poem is beyond the mountains made for climbing and the seas made for diving. It's about how the Catholic churches are never more than 500 meters away from the other, uniform signboards propped up on roadsides in abundance, and how the best tom yum bihun soup can be found at Kedai Kopi Sangking. It's spicy, sari and creaminess coming together in perfect balance, and somewhere in Kudat, the beaches are always quiet and the stars are always shining, brighter than those in our Somali skies. And there is no Wi-Fi or cell service to distract you from the vastness of the constellations. This poem is about how I learned Mamarayo o Kukinorohingan from some UKM uni students. Where here in the Semenanjung, the Sabahans gravitate towards one another to form their home away from home. And there is always someone dancing the Sumazao. Mamarayo o Kukinorohingan, tondot adaw, do piti menganditi, sumayaw which roughly translates to I praise God on this day. I sing and dance to Jesus. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abigail, for that wonderful piece. I've heard that a couple of times now, but every time I hear it, it is just so ever so beautiful. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. I hope our judges are ready. What you have to do now is write your scores on a scale of 4 to 10. What would you rate that performance from Abigail? And to read out the scores, I will be starting from Farah and then we'll end with Yan. Okay, let's give them a couple more seconds.
We have been judged.
It is so cute how the judges are also so nervous to judge. Okay, now let's hear from Farah. What would your score be? A solid 7 from Farah. Lailatul Kadrina, your score would be 7.80. Wanyao, 8.9 from Wanyao. Clap. From Nura, we have a 9.95. Nura clearly loved that. And lastly, from Yan, we have a 7.5. Alright, to all of the judges, now I hope you can make a mental note of how everybody scored, okay? Calibrate and adjust accordingly because the competition has officially begun. With the primary category going first. Everybody, members of the floor, please put your hands together. For the first participant in the primary category, let's invite Turanya.
Through my mother's eyes, I see a whole new world which I have never seen before. I see the true colors of my family and relatives. I can feel the weight of the world on her shoulders, which she carries all alone. I can feel all the pain she has to take it just to make everyone happy. Through my mother's eyes, I can see how challenging her life is. She's like a doormat for anyone to just step on. I can feel the stab in her heart when words hurt her. I can feel the raging fury in her heart when things don't go right. Through my mother's eyes, I can see all the trouble she's going through. I can see how hard she works just to make sure we have everything we need. I can see how she sacrifices her health, her looks, and her happiness just to make us all happy. I can see her hidden tears that she quickly wipes away. Through my mother's eyes, I can see her determination and courage to face the world. I can see how her love, care, and passion for others. I can see her willpower and strength to carry on. Through my mother's eyes, I see a world which I have never seen before. Well, now that I've seen through my mother's eyes, it's up to me to lend out a helping hand.
Thank you so much, Turanya. That was just so sweet. I know I can see all of the mothers in the room smiling from ears to ears. And also at the same time nudging your son and daughter next to you to be like, you know?
Write it down.
Alright. Okay, now I hope the judges are ready. And I would like to remind the judges that although you will be watching the performance from primary, secondary, varsity and open category, the average score you give that can be for each category. That means the average score for the primary category does not have to be at the same level of the average score of the varsity category. Alright? Now, let's hear the scores, and I think we are ready to tabulate. First off, starting with Farah, what will your score be? A solid 8! Lailatul Kadrina, 7.0. We have 8.7 from Wanya. And from Nura, we have an 8.9. And last but not least, from Yan, we have a 9.2. Thank you so much, judges. Now, let's move on with the second participant. Also in the primary category, everybody put your hands together for Lasha.
That morning, I jolted like lightning straight out of my bed. I ran to my desk to search and find, my heart so full of dread because of the homework I procrastinated doing. But when I got there, it was gone. I quickly looked under my desk. I knew time was ticking. My school bus would arrive soon. Squish, squish, ew, a moldy piece of French fry. Scree, scree, a rusted toy car. These were inquisitive finds, but it still wasn't my homework. I ran, crouched, ducked, and clambered through the house. I searched high and low, every nook and cranny, but nothing did I find. Nothing was in sight. I stormed back to my room and passed Fluffy the cat on the way. Zzz, meow! Zzz, meow! Fluffy spat. Fluffy was beyond useless, but she gave me an incredible idea. Just before the school bus arrived, honk honk, I said my goodbyes. I left with no homework, but my spirits were high. You, Mr. Biz bellowed. Homework, he snarled. I froze, but knew I had to be brave. This is your chance, I told myself. I would love to hand it in, my good sir, I said sweetly. But I'm afraid my dog has eaten my homework. Mr. Biz raised one of his eyebrows. Your dog? He asked. Yes, my dog. I stuttered, knowing I had panicked and made a blunder. Then followed the screams of an annoying banshee known as my classmate. You have a cat, not a dog, Lasha! Silence! Mr. Biz shrilled. My face turned grey as ash. Mr. Biz was as red as a lobster, steam jetting out of his ears. Lying to me, eh? I opened my mouth to speak. No sound came out. Detention! No! So remember this lesson. Don't procrastinate, my friend, or your homework may vanish, and that is not the end. Remember, if your excuse starts to stretch and extend, make sure to have the right pet at least, or your tail might offend.
That is just so adorable, but can I say, even as an adult, that is kind of relatable. Okay, now let's hear from our judges. Again, starting with Farah Aiman. What score would you give Lasha? She's still thinking. It was a hard one to score.
I'll give her a 7.
A solid 7 from Farah. Lailatul Kadrina. A 9.2, I guess, for all the humor involved. Wanyao gave her a solid 8. From Nura, we have 8.9. And lastly, from Yan, 8.2. Everybody, thank you so much, Lasha, for your performance, and thank you, judges. Now, I would like to invite the final performer in the primary category. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Yes, we are. Let's put our hands together for Nurul Ilham.
are so different, every single one of them. My dad asked me to make it rhyme because he always loves M&M. And he did mention to make it long, for in case I want to make it into a song. Suddenly, I feel a little bit lazy and I have an idea that is a little bit crazy. I tried my luck because I'm feeling lucky. Why don't I just wrote a poem about you, Daddy? My daddy smiled and gave a nod, and I write what is and what it is not. Some of it sound a little bit silly because I don't really know him that deeply. He has a pair of brown eyes with a lot of white hair. Don't get confused, he is still young should my mom to be compared. He likes to eat, he likes to cook. When he gets angry, he looks like a crook. He sent me to school, he reads me bedtime story. He wants me to excel, he is okay, even if I fail badly. As if. He loves me dearly, and I love him more. He pushes me to stand here, and I am trying my best to add here. I showed the poem to him, and he seems happy. This piece is good and tasteful artful. He said, "You must inherited it from your granddaddy." Thank you.
That is a love poem, but also it took a couple of jabs. Well done. Very, very proud of you for doing that, and I hope Daddy over there is very, very proud. Okay, now it's time again for the scores for Nurul Ilham. I think again judges are looking quite confused. They're writing and erasing and writing and erasing. But I also want to take a moment to say thank you so much to our trainers from Hush, the theatre, because without our partners at Hush, it would not really be possible for us. We have our trainer here with us, Shana. Thank you so much for all of that hard work. Round of applause for Shana, everybody. Thank you so much. Right, I think you're ready with the score. Let's start again with Farah. 7.5. Kadrina gave it a solid 7. 8.7 from Wan Yao. And second last. 8.8 from Nura. And a 7.5 from Yan. Alright, so that wraps up the primary category. I would like to move on to the secondary category. So for all of the judges, again in your head, I would like you to calibrate the scores. You will now be watching the secondary category. So perhaps your average can also be adjusted accordingly. Alright, to start off the secondary category, but before that, I have a quick reminder that although you are using the mic, please still project your voice, okay? Don't expect the mic to do the work for you because there's emotion and passion in your voice. So don't expect the microphone to carry those for you. You still have to do all of the work yourself. Okay? Right. So everybody, let's put our hands together for the first participant in the secondary category for the Malaysian National Poetry Slam 2023. Round of applause for Adina Salini.
Do you think time zones are cool? In London, it's 6:35 a.m. In Australia, it's 4:35 p.m. And in Malaysia, it's the 1940s, where minorities are crushed beneath old men's hate. They say that justice is blind, but is it? When the people that we are supposed to trust defy and open their eyes, that is when injustices start to rise. In Russia, it's 7:56 a.m. In Korea, it's 9:45 p.m. And in Malaysia, it's the 1800s, where wives were just the property of their husbands and marriage meant lifelong consent for sex. Girls are more than just a barter deal between two families, and it's the loopholes in our laws that allow that. How dare you call me kacang lupakan kulit when in my own country I can't even be myself. They say syurga di bawah telapak kaki ibu when our law prevents mothers from passing down citizenship to the very own children that came out of their bodies. You say we are far from our colonial past, but laws like this tell us that we have no choice but to follow our husbands wherever they go. So I think time zones are really cool. In China, it's 7 a.m. In Libya, it's 4:20 p.m. And in Malaysia, it's 2010, when the Malaysian Film Censorship Board would only allow depictions of homosexual characters as long as they repent or die. In their eyes, if someone is trans, they're practically asking to get hate crime, or if you're gay and holding hands in public, oh, well, heaven forbid. And that's the point where I am supposed to sit still, shut up, and stop asking like the good Malay girl that I am. But, you know, ignore the straight couple making out in the cafe. Ignore the ustads that decided to commit a hate crime today. Ignore his 3 rape allegations because they were asking for it. Because everyone is equal in front of the law. Is justice still blind when the masjids and the law are intertwined? Is justice still blind when everything the law is supposed to stand for is undermined? Is justice still blind when you're looking at someone whose gender was reassigned? Time zones are cool because in Malaysia it's 2023 and people still can't see that justice took off the blindfold a long time ago.
Thank you so much, Adina. Alright. It's so cool to see someone as young as that could be not just so eloquent with the words, but also able to capture a really, really difficult topic, in my opinion, to talk about. So thank you, not just for the poem, but also for the awareness. Let's move on to the judges and their scores. I will again start with Farah. What would you give the first performer? A solid 9. Lailatul Kadrina, another solid 9. From Wanyao, we have 8.9. We have another solid 9 from Nura. And an 8.7 from Yan. Thank you so much, judges. To move on with the secondary category, let's put our hands together for Ira Alicia.
I'm not like other girls. When I was 9, I first started wearing the hijab. I begged my mother to chop it all off. Yeah, sure, no one would ever see my hair. I told her it was hot in there, but I just didn't want to tie my hair because I'm not like other girls. I'm not like other girls because I didn't care for beauty pageants or fashion shows, and I refused to wear anything pink or princessy because it made me want to throw up. Because pink is just disgusting and ugly. The boys hated pink, except him. My best friend, but somehow my heart fluttered with even the thought of him. I hated how he made me feel like a girl. That I rejected him even before he could ask me out because I'm not like other girls. Well, 6 years later, my heart still flutters the exact same way. I am just like other girls. Girlhood is vague and broad and beautiful. Like the girls themselves, girlhood is special. For me, girlhood is how I pursue sciences despite not having much passion in it, but the thought of being a woman in STEM just sounds so attractive. That spending 45 minutes in front of the mirror is completely valid because I simply dress to impress myself and no one else, showing up to debate competitions knowing that at one point I'd be debating about feminism with a man that knows nothing about it and still lose. And trying to achieve so much because I have to prove myself to my 3 younger siblings that they have an amazing and extraordinary big sister that they can boast to their friends about. Girlhood is about the pops of colors added to this dull and monotonous life. But if I had to choose one color, girlhood would be red. Like the bright velvety lipstick added onto my plump lips by 2 random strangers I met in the shopping mall bathroom because they said my lips looked too chapped. It's odd because I've never met them before, but now their kisses are all over me, are all filled with nothing but love and the essence of girlhood. I love being a girl. Girlhood is red because first you wake up to bloodstains on your bedsheet, though deep down you know you're still a little girl that went to sleep with clean underwear every night. The next you're barely staying alive, trying to fight with the little devils roaming around in your uterus, and in the toilet you're trying to hide those sounds of your pads when you know damn well that everyone in that exact toilet knows what it is. The loud whispers asking around for someone who so happens to have an extra pad, praying to God that it has wings. Please have wings. Because wings are just better. These experiences are unique to me and every other girl on this planet. These experiences are different puzzle pieces that make me me. Just like how an almost completed puzzle cannot be deemed a puzzle because one piece is missing, how can I ever be myself if I wasn't a girl? I love being a girl, and I am just like other girls, and I will forever be. Thank you.
Another very relatable one. You have no idea how relatable that is if you're a man in this room right now. And I hope that does not make you feel uncomfortable because that is the reality, and we all have friends and families and daughters and wives and I guess nieces if you don't have daughters. And thank you so much for making something that I've never even thought of. So big. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you so much, Ira Alicia. Okay, now we will move on to the scores from our judges. As usual, we will start with Farah, but just to lay her off a little bit, from the varsity category onwards, we will start with Yan instead. Okay? Alright, so for this category, what scores should we give Ira Alicia? Are you ready, Farah? Alright, what score would that be? A solid 7. Next, we have 7.8. A solid 9 from Wan Yao. 9.21 from Nura. And a clearly big fan over here, 9.7 from Yan. Alright, let's move on to the final participant in the secondary category. Everybody put your hands together for Amira Yasmin. Hello.
An only child, but never lonely. With the 4 of them running around, you make me laugh, you make me smile, you make me cry, but only for a little while. I'm an only child, but never lonely. You're my companions when I'm alone. You make our house feel like home. An only child, but never lonely. There are many of you, but I don't mind though. You fill out my days. An only child, but never lonely. Scratching the carpets and the little fights, trying to escape the chaotic sights. 2 black and 2 white, 2 black and whites, one sold and grumpy, the other one's sassy, the other one's a tornado, and of course, the littlest one's as sweet as honey. An only child but never lonely. They run around till they're tired, they're little balls of energy. They can be so gentle, but they can be a beast. Cuddly 1 second, biting me at the next. An only child, but never lonely. Once on my head, once on my chest, once on my foot, and once venturing out. An only child, but never lonely. Take one home, another and another. The cycle never ends. Maybe you think it's dumb. Maybe you think it's stupid. But honestly, it's me. It is me. Because I am an only child, and I am never lonely.
Just so I don't make a complete fool of myself, Amira, were you talking about cats? Okay.
Okay, now I can comment on it. That was just so cute. The whole time I'm like, is she talking about a cat? Is she talking about a cat? But apparently you have more than one, so I envy you. And I know Noura envies you too because she's been talking about how much she needs to have a cat. I hope the judges are ready with your score, so let's hear it from Farah. 6.8 from Farah. Lailatul Kadrina gave it a 7.2. We have a solid 8 from Wan Yao. We have 8.98 from Noura and 4 cats. And we have a 7.7 from Yan. Alright, so that wraps up the secondary category. We will take a quick break in case any one of you needs to go to the toilet, freshen up, extend your legs, stretch a little bit, and we need to come back at let's do 10 minutes because of, yeah. Alright, so the time now is 3:09. When you come back at around 3:20, we will begin with our halftime show and then we'll proceed with the next 2 rounds. Have a good break, everybody.